Today we'll recap a 2017 horror film named Slumber. Directed by Jonathan Hopkins. A sleep doctor tries to protect a family from a demon that feeds on people in their nightmares. Kindly remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like the video. At the beginning of the movie, we see two children sleeping, out of which the boy Liam wakes up and sits on his bed, and he sees an entity in their room. Then he goes out of his room, and after a while, his sister Alice wakes up and sees that Liam is not on his bed. She then comes out looking for him, and Liam sees the same entity standing next to her, that she was not able to see. Then he feels that the entity is moving towards him. Fearing that, he jumps out of the window and dies. Now the movie goes forward a few years where Alice has grown up, and here we also see her daughter Niamh and husband Tom. Alice is a sleep doctor and she treats people's sleep disorders. One day the Morgan family comes to visit her, where Sarah and Charlie Morgan tells her that about 2 months ago their baby boy died in his sleep. And around the same time, they find that their other child Daniel started sleepwalking and sleep-talking. She tells that his eyes remain open but he is not able to move his body. Now hearing this, Alice explains to them that Daniel has a problem with sleep paralysis, and tells them that whatever he sees at that time is his imagination. Then she says that she will do some tests on him and he will be fine. But here Sarah tells that this is not only happening with Daniel but all of them are having terrifying dreams. And they are all sleepwalking and sleep-talking, and they all are here for treatment. Next, we see the Morgan family doing strange things in their sleep, like Sarah putting her hand in the blender, Charlie feeling like he has a baby in her lap, and Emily cutting her toys' heads. Daniel, on the other hand, gets paralyzed and sees a dark shadow moving toward him. Just then Charlie hits a wall and their dog starts barking, which wakes them up, and Charlie runs to Daniel's room where he saw him crying. Now we see Alice, who looks very upset. So Tom talks to her and she tells him that she met a boy yesterday which made her remind her brother. Tom asks her to rest, after which she goes to sleep in her room. Now she has a dream in which she is in her childhood room and she hears Liam humming. When she goes outside and looks, Liam stands there and again he sees someone standing next to her. Seeing that, he gets very scared and jumps out of the window. She tries to stop him, but when she wakes up she finds herself outside the house. Next, we see Alice prepare the Morgan family for observation and she keeps them all in the same room. Now she is watching them on the screen from the observation room and everything seems normal. But as soon as she gets up from there for some work, the Morgan family starts doing some strange things. They all get up together except Daniel and start walking in their sleep. Then after some time suddenly Daniel's eyes open and he starts getting paralyzed, and only then does he sees a shadow outside the room which scares him a lot. Then that shadow starts moving toward him and it seems as if that shadow attacks him. Just then Alice hears Daniel's voice and she runs to Morgan's room, where she sees that Daniel is crying and there is a hand mark on his body, and everyone else is sleepwalking. She notices that Emily is humming something and she starts walking towards her. But suddenly Charlie attacks her and starts suffocating her. Now hearing the noise, the janitor Cam comes there and attacks Charlie and saves Alice. Now we see that after this incident, Charlie is handed over to the police because he had not only attacked Alice, but he could have been dangerous to his family as well. Now the next day Alice checks the footage of Morgan's, in which she notices that they were all behaving the same except for Daniel, and they all were walking away from him. They discuss that they have never seen anything like this happen before. Just then the janitor Cam comes to their room and tells them that he has resigned from his job, and tells Alice that he wants to talk to her about something. Now outside he tells her to stay away from Morgan's family, hands her a note, and leaves from there, and that note has 𝐀𝐋𝐖𝐀𝐃 written on it. Then that night Alice searches about 𝐀𝐋𝐿, from which she learns that it is a nightmare spirit and she also gets some of its pictures. On the other hand, Sarah sees a hand mark on Daniel's body and asks if his dad did it, to which he states that it comes from the shadows only when he is dreaming. Now Sarah is quite surprised by this and she decides to stay in the children's room. Then after some time, she goes to the washroom where she notices that one of her teeth is breaking. Here in the room, Emily hears some sound, due to which she wakes up and comes out of the room. At the same time, Sarah's teeth start breaking one by one. But after a while, her teeth were completely fine. Now she is going back to the room when she hears Emily's voice from below, and she starts running downstairs but she slips on the stairs and falls. Then after some time, she regains consciousness and sees that Emily had killed their dog. Sarah then wakes her up and takes her away. Now she goes upstairs to check on Daniel, where an unseen force closes the door which finds her. Then she opens the door and comes inside and sees that Daniel and his bed are shaking very violently. Then it suddenly stops and Daniel starts crying. Now the next day Alice goes to the hospital where she finds Sarah. She tries to convince her that it was not Charlie's fault for the attack on her. She tells that there is someone who wants to kill her son. Now Alice again sees Daniel's footage and searches about 𝐀𝐋𝐖𝐀𝐃𝐒, but she does not understand anything and leaves from there. She then goes to the police station where she meets Charlie. Then they both come to Morgan's house where they hear Emily's voice, and when they go to that side they see Emily sitting near their dog's grave. They bring her inside where Charlie sees that the blender is on and there is blood all over it. But only then does he sees that there is a packet of steak lying there. Just then, Sarah comes there sleepwalking and Charlie wakes her up. And then they hear voices coming from Daniel's room. They all run upstairs where Charlie breaks the door of the room and they see that Daniel is shaking badly. Now seeing this, Alice pours water on him, which angers that entity and it attacks her, due to which she falls unconscious after hitting the wall. Now the next day, Alice goes with Charlie to Cap, who on seeing Charlie refuses to help him. He also tells Alice to stay away from his family and tells Charlie that his son will die, and they cannot do anything. That's when Cap's grandfather Amato tells them about 𝐀𝐋𝐖𝐀𝐃𝐒, which is called the night hag in English. He tells that it is a demon that first chooses a child, then paralyzes him in his sleep before crushing him. He then reveals that this happened to him too, but he does not know how some other child had died in his place. He spent his whole life searching for the answer but he did not get any answer. Now they all come to Morgan's house, where Amato tells them that whatever is attacking Daniel doesn't care whether it is day or night. It will come as soon as he sleeps. Next, they are all sitting next to Daniel where Amato tells that when he was a boy, he also used to sleepwalk. He had seen an old woman who used to sing a lullaby. She invited him to play a game and that's how it got close to him. But then it all changed when he first saw it for what it really was. It used his family's nightmares to distract him away from him, allowing it to feed on him. But somehow his sister was able to save him from it, and then she paid with her own life. Then suddenly Daniel's bed moves and Charlie starts trying to wake him up. He makes him lie down in a bathtub filled with ice, but the demon pushes him into the water. So Alice has to give him an adrenaline shot which wakes him up. After this, they all start looking for a way to fight this demon, where Alice says that they can't see that demon while they are awake, but if they see it while they are sleeping then they can stop it. Now Alice injects herself after giving everyone sleep injections, but she notices that the injection was not working on her, and no one was sleepwalking. Then she sees that Daniel is not in his place and hears some sound from upstairs. She then starts going upstairs in search of Daniel. Then we see Charlie, who finds her baby Peter, and Sarah's teeth are stuck due to which she is unable to open her mouth. Here Amato sees that a demon was sitting on top of Daniel. Then Alice sees her brother Liam who asks her for help. But then Amato screams and calls everyone to Daniel, and in the meantime demon attacks him. That demon was actually using everyone's nightmare to keep them away from Daniel. Now Alice goes towards Daniel's room where she sees Amato, but we see that demon had possessed him. He turns towards Alice and attacks her, causing her to faint, after which Amato sits on top of Daniel and tries to kill him. But then Alice attacks him, due to which he falls and dies there. Now a few days pass and Daniel was completely fine. We then see Alice talking to Tom over a video call, when she hears her daughter humming the same lullaby that her brother used to sing, which she is shocked to hear, and at the end, we find out that Alice herself has now become a patient and is admitted in the hospital, and the movie ends here. Thanks for watching!